Hello everyone, today our topic for learning is unbounded knapsack problem. In this slide we will be talking about unbounded knapsack problem specification. We will talk about the recursive definition of unbounded knapsack problem. We will talk about how we are going to use dynamic problem to solve this unbounded knapsack problem. We will see the pseudocode and analyze the time complexity. So let's move on. So unbounded knapsack problem specification is that given n items each with an associated weight and value, benefit or profit, the objective is to fill the knapsack with the items such that we have a maximum profit without crossing the weight limit of the knapsack. Here the maximum weight is 2 kg. So this is similar to the 0 to 1 knapsack problem, but there is a slight difference. So we are going to talk about it in the next slide. So here we can see the item list, here we can see the weight values, here we can see the value of the items. In the next slide we are going to talk about the maximum profit. So the maximum profit that can be obtained from items 1 to I if the knapsack has size W is denoted as Pi, W. In the unbounded version of the problem, we are allowed to select one item multiple times, unlike the classical one where one item is allowed to be selected only once. So here is the recursive definition of unbounded knapsack problem. Suppose if the item is taken, then maximum value n minus 1, so value of the item plus we will call the function knapsack weight comma value comma maximum weight is deducted by weight of that element comma n. So why n? Because we can take n item multiple times. So suppose if the item is not taken, then we will call the function knapsack weight comma value comma W, which is the maximum weight capacity comma n minus 1. So this is very similar to the recursive definition of 0 to 1 knapsack problem. Therefore, complete recursive solution is given here if weight of the element is less than maximum capacity, return maximum value of that element plus knapsack weight comma value comma maximum weight minus weight of that element into n if the item is taken. If the item has a weight which is less than maximum capacity but we are not taking the item, then we will call the function knapsack weight comma value comma W comma n minus 1. Else if the weight of the item is greater than W, then we won't take the item. We will simply return knapsack weight comma value comma W comma n minus 1. So why can we use dynamic programming? So in this case, if we see that we can implement the unbounded knapsack problem using recursion, right? So if we plot a recursion tree, we will see that some portion of the tree is repeated. So if there is an overlapping subproblems, we can use dynamic programming to solve the given unbounded knapsack problem. So why can we use dynamic programming? Because there was overlapping subproblems in the recursion tree. So dynamic problem implementation. So our array would be, so we are going to create a dp array. So dp array is represented as dp w plus 1, where dpi indicates the maximum profit we can achieve with a knapsack capacity of I. So here w is the total knapsack capacity, hence our answer would be dpw. So we are going to use iteration over all the elements available for each knapsack capacity between 1 to w and determine if it can be used to achieve a greater profit. So our dp equation would look something like this. So dpi equals to maximum dpi comma dpi minus weight of that element plus value of that element. If weight of that element is less than I, we are taking that item j. Proceeding with our approach. Initially our dp array is set to 0. So our weight array equals to 1, 2, 5, 3. Our value array is given. Initial dp array is set to 0. So we are going to see the simulation. So suppose we are given 4 items with weight 1, 2, 5 and 3 kg respectively, and the profits associated with them are 40, 30, 50 and $25 in the same order. The capacity of the knapsack is given as 2 kg. So the first iteration here, j equals to 0. So item weight of the first item is 1, but I equals to 0, so the condition is not satisfied. So j equals to 1, weight of the second element is 2, I equals to 0, the condition is not satisfied. J equals to 2, so item of the third element, so the weight of the third element is 5, 5 is not less than or equal to 0, so the condition is not satisfied. J equals to 3, weight of the fourth element is 3, I equals to 0, the condition is not satisfied. So DP array after first iteration 0, 0, 0. So in the second iteration, I equals to 1, j equals to 0, so weight of the first element is 1, I is also 1, so the condition is satisfied. So dp1 equal to will be maximum dp1 comma dp1 minus 1 plus value of that item, so value 0. So here we are getting the maximum value of 40. For j equals to 1, weight of the second element is 2, but I equals to 1, right? So the condition is not satisfied. For j equals to 2, weight of the third element is 5, but I equals to 1, the condition is again not satisfied. For j equals to 3, weight of the fourth element is 3, but I equals to 1, so the condition is not satisfied. DP array after second iteration will be 0, 40, 0. Third iteration. So if I equals to 2, when j equals to 0, the condition is satisfied because weight of the first element is 1 where I equals to 2. So dp2 will be maximum dp2 comma dp2 minus 1 plus value 0. So maximum 0, 40 plus 40 is what? 80. So we are getting the maximum value of 80 here. So when j equals to 1, I equals to 2, the condition is again satisfied because weight of the second element is 2, I is also 2. Thus dp2 equals to maximum dp2 comma dp2 minus 2 plus value 1. So here we are getting the maximum value of 80. When j equals to 2, weight of the third element is not less than equal to 2, right? So 5 is not less than equal to 2, so the condition is not satisfied. For j equals to 3, also the condition is not satisfied. So the final DP array will be 0, 40, 80. Now the maximum profit that we can produce from this knapsack is $80. So how are we going to get this maximum profit of $80? Let's look at the table. So in this table we can see if we choose item 1 with weight 1 kg 2 times, so 1 plus 1 will be 2, so maximum weight is reached, and 40 plus 40 equals to $80. So we are getting the maximum profit. Okay, so now we are going to see the pseudocode and the time complexity. So for I equals to 0 to maximum weight, for j equals to 0 to n number of elements, if weight of that item is less than I, dpi will be maximum dpi comma dpi minus weight of that element plus value of that element. Okay, so time complexity will be 0w plus 1 into n, but let's see how we are getting this time complexity. So as we can take all items multiple number of times, we check all of them 1 to n. So we are checking all of these items from 1 to n for all weights from 0 to maximum weight capacity. Hence time complexity becomes w plus 1 into n. Now we are going to see another approach to solve this problem using backtracking. So here there is another math to solve, but this time we will use backtracking as dynamic problem to solve the given unbounded knapsack problem. So let the knapsack capacity is 8 kg. Okay, so here the item sets, the weight values, the value of those items are given. so we are going to use the backtracking method. So let's see, if we produce a tree diagram which has a node, and the node will have two separate values, one will be weight value, another will be value. So if you are taking item 1 4 times, we are getting the maximum capacity of 8, right? So the profit is found to be 16. If you are taking item 1, then you are taking item 2, then we are again taking item 2, we are getting profit of 14, and the maximum weight capacity is reached. If you are taking item 1, then taking item 1, but this time we are taking item 2, so 2 plus 4, 2 plus 2 equals to 4, 4 plus 4 equals to 8, then 4, here 4 plus 3 equals to 7, here 8 plus 5 equals to 13. So we are getting these values. So if we consider this portion, we are taking the first item 1, then second item 1, then third item 1, then fourth item 1. So here we are filling up these positions, here we are filling up these values. So here we are filling up all these values. Now if we can take item 1, we can take item 4 also, right? So if we are taking item 4 after item 1, we are getting the maximum weight capacity of 8. So here the value will be 12. So 4 plus 8 will be 12. Then if you are taking item 1 and then item 3, we can take any more item, right? So item 3 won't be possible to take, item 4 won't be possible to take, but we could take item 1 here. But why we are not taking that item 1 after item 3, right? So that could be a question. So the point I want to make sure you understand, that if you are taking item 1, then you are taking item 3, you could take item 1 again, right? But we can, in this backtracking diagram, we can't do so. If you are taking item 1, then you are taking item 3, you can only take item 3 or item 4, but not item 1 or item 2. So the maximum value is found to be 11 here. If you are taking item 1, then item 2, then item 3, the maximum value is found 14 here. If you are taking item 1, then item 1, then item 3, the maximum weight capacity is reached. The maximum value found here is 15. If you are taking item 2, then again taking the same item, the maximum value is found 10, but the maximum weight capacity is not reached. If you are taking item 3, then item 3 again, you are actually getting the maximum value of 14 and the maximum weight capacity is reached. But if you are taking only item 4, you can take any other item. So here we have found all the values of all these nodes. Now our target will be to find the maximum profit, right? So the maximum profit we can find here is 8,16. So this shows that if we take item 1 4 times of weight, 2 kg each, and value $4 each, we will get the maximum profit of $16. So in this way we are going to use the backtracking method to find the solution of the unbounded knapsack problem. We have talked about iteration solution, we have also talked about the recurrence relationship, we have talked about the pseudocode and the time complexity analysis. So thank you everyone. I hope all of you have learned something out of my video and it will help you in the future. Thank you.